Hi, I'm Courtney, and I'm so excited to bring you my first episode of From 9 to Thrive. It is a video series where I envision speaking with men and women that have been able to go from working a full-time 9 to 5 job to thriving in their entrepreneurial endeavors. Today I'm speaking with Nikki Boyd, and she is a professional organizer. She is a productivity coach. She works with individuals in schools and their own careers in their offices to get their lives in order. So I do hope that you enjoy this video and that you will follow Nikki on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and also on Pinterest. I will say you won't see my face on the interview. As I said, this is my first interview and I'm not super technologically savvy. So I wasn't able to record correctly. Something happened. So this is all you'll see of me, but I do hope that you'll come back to the channel to see more and let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. I'm so happy I get to do this with you, but yes, it'll be really short and sweet because I know you're super busy.
We'll have fun.
Yeah, I know. So the first thing I want to say is I got your book, which I love.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
You're welcome. I just want you to let me know like where else people can find you, because I know, we go to your website and Instagram and everything, but if you could just let people know where they can find you.
Absolutely. It's athomewithnikki.com is my website where you can go to. I'm also at home with Nikki on Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms, and then of course my YouTube channel. And then also I'm on Amazon live. I'm live on Amazon every Friday, and I'm always talking about my books on Amazon. So
okay. I didn't know you did the Amazon live. I knew everything
1
else.
p.m. every Friday I go live on Amazon on the platform.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to tune in.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, because going live is something that I said I want to start doing more too. So how do you even, were you nervous with the first time you went live?
Probably so.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. So, but I will say probably so. Because live is a whole different dynamic than pre-recording anything. Yeah. And so, but I must say it is so much fun. Because you can, I can share so much more of me than in something that's pre-recorded. I can really have fun. I can have that kind of instant feedback, and I love it.
And you can interact with people.
Yes, too. Yes. And it's just so much more as you connect more. But I honestly, I love it. I think once you get past the first one.
Let me ask you, I know I love At Home with Nikki, and I found you first on YouTube, and I binged your videos probably all that night. And I went and I know you said early on you weren't as organized, but what made you start getting into organization and tidying up and things like that?
Yeah, where I really gained a lot of my skills and love of organization was being a military spouse, because having to pick up and move at very short notice, I really honed in on how to pack well, how to set up a home well, how to be efficient and get things in order. And so that's where I really learned and gained a love for organization. And then when my husband retired from the military, and I was trying to figure out, I'm a 40-year-old woman trying to figure out what am I going to do with my life at 40. Yeah. I was like, what do I love? And I loved organization. And so that's what started the journey.
Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah. And you have your subscription box. Do you still have your subscription box?
No, I don't have that anymore. I love doing that, but it's just to curate that. It was just finding the products and getting it all together. I just couldn't keep that particular box going. But hopefully in the future, I can bring something back, maybe a little different.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to ask, because I wanted to get it, and I was like, maybe this will help me get more organized too. So if you bring it back, that'll be awesome too. Yeah. So what is your, would you say that you have a style of organization, like the Marie Kondo, or you just have the At Home with Nikki style?
I always believe that, organization and beauty have played the same part for me, so when I organize, it's not only about making the function is there, it's about the beauty also, because I feel like your home needs to feel great to you, whatever your style is. We all have different styles, but whatever makes you feel good it needs to function and make you feel good, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm big on that. I do have a set system of, assessing the space and then decluttering the space, cleaning the space, and then organizing and then finishing off with that beautiful, aesthetic.
Yeah, because everything is that you do is so aesthetically pleasing. Like I love looking at it. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you think about when you get dressed, you know what I'm saying? If you just, when we throw sweats and we just kind of, yes, we may be comfortable, but when we go out, we don't feel like we can conquer the world. But it's nothing like getting dressed and feeling like beautiful and going out, you feel like you can conquer the world. And I think it's the same with our home. It has to make us feel like we can just really, it's our haven and we can conquer the world and rejuvenate.
Yeah, that's really true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So where is your favorite place to shop? I think I know, like Marshalls and things like that. Yeah. But if you could tell us.
Besides Amazon, because Amazon is so efficient when I have a project that I need to get done.
Yeah.
Whether it's for me or a client, I know if I go to Amazon, it's going to get there pretty quickly. So that's one that I kind of referenced since the last 2 years, since we've been having so many shipping issues. But I do like my Home Goods, and I love my Marshalls, and I love a Target and a Walmart, because you can go there and you can really get, especially from Home Goods, you can get unique items that really can put a special touch on your home.
Yeah, I agree.
At a great price.
At a great price. The only thing is, I went to Home Goods the other day and I was looking at something and I didn't get it. And when you go back, it's gone. So so make sure you have to get it then.
That's true. And with organization, sometimes if we're organizing things like a closet or somewhere where we need multiple of the same item, it can be difficult to find sometimes in Home Goods and places like that. Whereas I will tend to go to Target and try to find,
that's true.
If I need a bulk.
Yeah, that's true. So if you had to think about who was most inspiring to you, who do you think your biggest inspiration is?
I would have to say right now in my life, my mom, because she gave me my start with all of this. She taught me how to fold towels and how to care for a home. My white aesthetic that I love so much is from my mom. She had a room in our home. Every house that we ever lived in, we had a white room, and it was the carpet was white, the furniture was white, and it was just it was like every time you went in that room, it was like heaven. You felt like you were in heaven. She really, and even with entertaining, I learned all my entertaining from my mom, tips from my mom, and she, as a teenager, would take me to classes on entertaining and different workshops and things.
Really?
And so I didn't appreciate it as a teen because I wanted to be out hanging with my friends. But when I became an adult, I realized how all of that it stayed with me. And so I would have to say my biggest inspiration is her. As far as entrepreneurship, of course, I'm going to look at Oprah. I mean, she just has done it like no other. And as an entrepreneur, I feel like that's huge, and as an entrepreneur, I like listening to, taking my advice from folks who have done it, because there's so many people online and in life that have advice for you, but it's nothing like seeing someone who has done it and then getting that advice from them.
That's true. And that's something I had to learn too, because a lot of times you'll want to start something new and then you'll be like, well, I'm just do it this way. I'm not going to do it the way that's already been done. But sometimes just taking that path that someone has already created is the best way, and looking at what they've done.
Yeah. Or taking their advice or looking at the mistakes they have made. I like to somewhat, not to be negative, but focus on the mistakes they've made so that I don't have that learning curve. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's true. So if you had to look at, if there is a woman, I'm in my 40s and I'm just starting, this business and things like that. So if you had to tell someone, what is your biggest piece of advice for someone that's maybe just starting in entrepreneurship or wants to be successful in whatever they do? What advice would you give them?
First, let me say, I want to know what you're taking, because you look like you're 22. So I really need to know. I need you to tell me, what are you drinking, taking? I need to know. My goodness. You look literally 22 years old.
Oh, thank you. You're my best friend now.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I need to know. But I would say, and this is what I did, is just put on the blinders, tunnel vision, because there are going to be so many people that you feel like may do what you do or what you're desiring to do, but that's not the case, because we all have our special talents. We all relate to people differently. We all do things differently, and we all have something to bring to the table. So in order for you to really stay focused on that, because so many things, social media and, just in your community, so many things can come at you to discourage you. I say, put the blinders on and follow your path. Follow your path and, make your own decisions. Yes, look at others, and that's as a tool, but don't get drawn into it from a competitive nature, because when you have a gift, it is a gift that's specifically for you.
That's true, because it's hard, like you said, if you put on blinders, then you don't have to worry about what anyone else is doing. And then it's like, because sometimes people get so focused on the fact that so many people are doing maybe what they wanted to do, and then you're like, well, I can't do it because they're already doing it, or they're doing it like this. But like you said, you have a specific way that you're going to do it.
Yes. And and we're all our unique person. So me and you may be in the same business, but that customer may relate more to you. Or that way that you do things may relate more to certain people. We all have different desires. We're all different. And so if you get locked into what everyone else is doing, it takes away from your gift. And so I put that on, and I lift everybody up, but I don't get drawn into, oh, they're doing it, I can't do it. No, absolutely not.
I can see that, because you do so much. And like did it started with your YouTube channel, right? What you do. And now you have like a whole business, like, because you have like people can come on and talk to you online about their homes and things like that, and then you have you organize businesses now.
So I do virtual organizing, and basically I work with families, individuals in their home to help them work through and create systems. I also work with businesses. I work with teachers and, professionals, and help them kind of streamline the way they're doing things, and help them kind of get rid of all the mental clutter and visual clutter, and get their office in order, and their emails, help them, figure out things. And so that, being a productivity coach is another thing that I do, which is fun. So,
Okay. That aspect I wasn't aware of, the productivity coach. So is that when you actually go on virtually and help them organize, or do you actually coach them? Okay.
And that tend to be like maybe a teacher who is struggling with her classroom, and then keeping up with emails, keeping up with this. And then I'll kind of be that friend by her side to give her a different perspective and say, hey, why don't you try this? And
that's so awesome. Like, how do you, well, this is like two questions in one, but how do you come up with the things that you come up with? And then how do you do it all? Like, how do you stay productive and keep everything organized?
Well, one, life. I mean, most of the techniques and skills that I've come up with have been from mistakes that I have made and learned from. So, I've made still make plenty of mistakes, but I've taken those mistakes and I've always tried to figure out, okay, how can I make this better? How can I make this more beautiful? How can I, and I'm always challenging myself to figure it out and think outside the box, and that's the first thing I go for is, okay, I love how this is, but how can I make it even better? And what can I do out of the box with it? And it's just, over the years, that's just the way that I've always done things. And what was your second question? I'm sorry, I missed. Oh, how do I do it all? How do I do it all?
How do you do it all?
So I don't take myself too seriously, and I do what I can do, and I enjoy it. And so I have to have joy. I always said, when I started this journey, I have to maintain my joy. And if it doesn't, then I take a break. Maybe some days a week you see me MIA, and it's like, okay, I need to take a break. And I've learned to schedule myself so that I have my breaks now, so that I can rejuvenate myself. And I also make sure that I live in the moment. Like, I'm here with you right now. I have 150 trillion things to do, but I could care less about it at this point, because I live in the moment. So when I'm in the moment with you, that's the only thing that is here for me. And so it allows me to have joy. Like, doing this podcast brings me joy, because I'm all in, and then when I hang up, I'll go to a meeting and I'm all in. And if it ever gets to where they're piling, I always say, is the world going to end if I don't get this done? And the answer is always no. And it always puts me back in perspective.
Yeah, that's true. That's such wisdom, because it's something that I've been trying to do too, is stay in the moment. And I don't know why that's one of the most difficult things to do. If you, like you said, you have a million things going on, but it's difficult to even stop thinking about those things sometimes. So the fact that you can do that.
Our brain gets the best of us, you know, and especially I have techniques like at night, I have a book by my bed, because that's when I lay down, that's when everything's seeping into the head. And so that book allows me to take it from here and just throw it in a book, and I know that I can take care of it tomorrow. And so, you know, just help me transfer it out of there. But, you know, it's important to get to the point where we're enjoying the things that we're doing, especially as an entrepreneur, and to understand that there is always going to be a to-do list. You're just not going to not have a to-do list. It's just not the reality. It's a part of life. Everybody has, you're always going to have something you need to do. And so having that reality makes it easier to say, okay, well then I'm going to live in the moment for everything I do, because it's always going to be there. The list is always going to be there.
That's true. I'm going to use that. I'm going to get a book and keep a list.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So in your business, is there anything that, you know, thinking of where you were before, like when you were a wife and then you were kind of figuring out what you wanted to do, like is there anything that you maybe would have done differently that you can think of? Or, you know, do you think, like some people think like everything that you went through had a purpose to get you to where you are now?
Oh, definitely. I think one thing going into this, I told myself is, Nikki, don't be afraid of any failures. And that was huge for me, because I don't like to fail, but you know, getting that mindset was huge, because if you're going to be an entrepreneur, there are going to be ups and downs, and there's going to be failures, and it's a part of the learning process. And so I understand that, you know, so when I fail at something, I try to look for, what am I supposed to get from this? To expand myself. One thing that I think I struggled with in the process, and still to this day struggle with, is delegation a little bit. Because I think that, you know, I went in thinking that only I could do it, and only I can do it. And it gets to a point where you need help. And I fought that for a long time. And in order to grow, I needed to grow as my business grew, or my business couldn't grow. And that's releasing a lot of power and decision making, and that's very, very difficult for me. So if I had to say one of the biggest challenges I had, it has been releasing some of that control to my team. And but I do recognize when I do it, things run so much better.
Because some people have the thought that if they can't do it, you know, it won't get done the correct way. So how big is your team now?
So it's 10 of us now. So we're a team of 10. 10 of a team. Between media, I have a media team that helps me with all my content. And then I have services team that helps me with all the organizing projects. And then I have a products team who focuses solely on the products. Like I have a home stationery line. And then I have, you know, printables, and we're getting ready to start some merch stuff. And so they manage all of those things.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
Did you ever see it getting this big in your head?
Oh my goodness. No. I never imagined, when I turned on that camera on YouTube, I barely knew how to turn the camera on, but I never knew that this was going to be my journey. And so that's the thing about life, is if someone would have told me this was going to be me 15 years ago, I would have said, yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know? So you just never know where life is going to take you.
You don't. It's so amazing.
It is.
And just me, I'm so proud of you. Just
thank you so much.
I am. I love it. Yeah.
Well, you keep me going, because I can't do it. You know, the reason why I'm even able to follow my passion is because of you, you know, because, you know, the support and just always rooting me on, you know, so it's just it's been amazing. The connection with everyone. It's just been amazing.
And then the last thing, I was looking on your website because I wanted to do some research before, and I saw that you don't like rice. No. Why is that? Why?
You know, I was just curious. I don't like it. I've never tasted it. And my mom even said as a baby, she could never get rice in my mouth. And she literally cooks it every day, because she grew up in Okinawa, and rice is a part of her daily meal, but she said she could never get it in my mouth. And I think as a kid, you know how we create those things we don't like? and she never forced me to eat it. And so I just went through life saying, I don't like rice. And so I've never, ever tasted rice. I can't even make myself eat it. I just,
Really?
mm-mm,
I was just
no.
curious. I was like, why does she like rice?
Yeah, I just, no, I have never tasted it. And I don't ever see I never say never, but
yeah,
I just know it's not going to be my first
yeah.
grab and go.
That was funny to me. I was like, I didn't know that.
No, because it's such a common dish that everyone eats, you know, it's just
with
like
everything.
yeah, with everything. Yeah.
And I just wanted to say I'm so happy that I got a chance to talk with you and interview you. And I just appreciate it.
Oh,
so
thank you.
much.
This has been great. I'm so glad we can connect and talk. You're just a beautiful soul.
Oh, thank
And
you.
yeah, it's just so good talking to you. And so I enjoyed it. I really thank you for having me.